Most youth camp, winter retreat, disciple now games fail for one reason and almost nobody realizes it. Leaders spend hours planning activities, kids lose interest in minutes, and it's not because they're distracted or bored. But today, I'm sitting down with the creator of Camp Clue, the mad scientist and creative genius himself, Anthony Taylor, and we're going to talk about this Camp Clue game that's been used by camps and youth ministries around the world, maybe? He's breaking down exactly why it works, how he did it, and how, best of all, you can design this game for yourself that will hold your campers' attention all week long, and we're letting you know how you can get it. Welcome, everybody, to the Hybrid Ministry Show. Well, what's up, everyone? I'm here with Anthony, and we're both drinking coffee on this Friday morning, and we both have backwards black hats. So wow. I almost wore that Chapel Students t-shirt, but I just don't have it yet.
Yeah. I have some old Parkview t-shirts from your last church.
Yeah.
I should have wore a Parkview t-shirt. That would have been awesome.
Funny. That would have been funny. Anthony is the mad scientist behind Camp Clue, or something. And so he's gonna just, so we've been in this little like playlist. You're actually the end cap of it, Anthony, where we've been talking about different games that you could implement at like a winter retreat or a D-Now or like a summer camp that kind of like last the whole weekend. And in some cases kind of like exist in the background. And Camp Clue, I remember it from even a couple years ago, like seeing you talk about it or running across it on the DYM store. So why don't you just give us a quick overview, like where did it come from? What's the concept behind it? And how did it go?
Yeah. We do a middle school and high school camp, probably like everybody else does, at a place that's not ours. And we have kids that don't want to do the rec games, the earth ball, the throw the football, chase the thing. And so we were sitting down talking as a team and said, what could we create that non-athletic creatives might want to do? And what we started with was we ordered the farting unicorn coloring books. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
And so we ordered every coloring book that was silly. And then we just made a table with colored pencils and stuff. Honestly, we still do that. And so when the camp game is going on out in the field, we have a table close by with a little tent over it. And if a creative and a non-sporty person just wants to do that, they color with their friends and do that stuff. And we bought the bead bracelets and stuff. And then we realized that it was like 90% girls in that tent. And we're like, we want something that everybody, every gender, every creative, a sport kid that hurt his leg can't do the thing. Yeah. So we decided to brainstorm some games. And now every year we do something different. And if we get time and I blow through the Camp Clue stuff, I'll tell you some of the other fun stuff.
That'd be great.
We have our winter conference coming up next weekend. These are all my escape room posters. We made escape rooms for kids to just play, which is kind of fun. Yeah, so one of our residents, her name was McKenna. We sat down and it was like her first project. I was like, let's create something that's awesome that everybody can play. And so we thought about Clue, and then we're like, well, let's call it Camp Clue. And what it is, in a nutshell, real quickly, is kids get a card, and just like Clue, you're trying to figure out who is in what room, with what item, and as you do that, you're eliminating people because they're clearly in that room and the lead pipe is clearly over there, and so it couldn't be this, that. So as you eliminate people, you will find out who the person is, where they're at, and with what weapon they would do the thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, are people getting murdered at your camp, or are you like trying to stay away from the whole M word? Hey, real fast, don't click away. Listen, a couple of months ago, I was running a conference at my church, and I decided that I wanted to see if, while I was in the throes of the busiest week on my calendar to date in the year of 2025, if my seasonal social media pack could have what it takes to actually carry me through and not make it more labor intensive for me to actually keep social media running, but to make it easier on me. And here's what I found out. Imagine it's 6 minutes per week have your entire social media strategy done for you. I mean, think about it. Like 3 months of youth ministry content for just 23 cents a minute. Some weeks it takes me 7, other weeks it takes me 5. But the point is, and especially at the end of this, as I was sitting in my youth ministry leader cohort, everyone said time management and scheduling was the issue with staying consistent on social. So my recommendation would be take my pack, let it be the basics of what you do. And if you do get busy, if something else comes up, you have something to fall back on. And then when you do have the creative energy to create something more custom and more elaborate, scrap one of mine and put one of your own in there, but mine will at least keep you moving in the right direction.
Yeah, no, actually that's funny. I can't remember. We played this
been a minute, right?
Yeah, I forget what the answer is, but I do think someone gets hit with a weapon. I don't know if they get murdered.
Yeah.
No. I do remember this. Someone was worried about murder, and they said they've been eliminated.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
They've been eliminated.
That's funny.
If you're more progressive, you could say murder.
So is this that's funny. So is this like, while Earthball's going on, alternative, or is this happening kind of all week long?
Both.
Okay.
So while Earthball is going on, and they're like, I would never want to do that. Then we have a rule of 3 at camp. You can't be alone, right, with a kid.
Right. Yeah.
So if teenager 1 and teenager 2 are like, I don't want to do that, leader 1 can grab those people and like, hey, we're going to walk around and go do Camp Clue. But also when the lake is open midday and you're like, I'm not swimming, they can go play Camp Clue. So it's all the time. It's sitting out there. And it takes a bit of time on the front end as the youth pastor. Because what you're going to do is these are quadrants, but you're going to cut these like this, and you're going to go tape these Camp Clues all over the place. And if you're not watching this as a podcast, it's a piece of paper that says Camp Clue on one end, and the other one just says like lead pipe.
Yeah.
The reality is you take these to the buildings, wherever your camp is, and you hide them. And I like if you're going to take it to the gym, right? Every camp has a gym, or most camps, or the dining hall.
Sure.
You just say the dining hall, but then you take a nice piece of gaff tape or duct tape that's not going to, and you go hide this and you tape it to the wall somewhere. Yeah. But I'd much rather like hide it up under the soffit, and it's just, do you know what I mean? So they go to the dining hall and they're like, okay, I got to find the clue at the dining hall. And they're like, where? And they're like, there it is,
So do you give them like a giant list of like locations that they have to like go to find or how are they knowing that they got to go to the dining hall?
Yeah, so the campers have this cute little Camp Clue card, and the Camp Clue card is specific to that kid. Any kid that wants to play has a card, and they have to have their own card. And the Camp Clue card is like this. Okay. And it has all of the suspects, all of the weapons, and all of the rooms, and then the mystery solved. And it says blank used the blank in the blank, and then there's a time indicator they have to write. It has to say Sunday at 2:30 p.m. they turned this in,
which when means they solved it.
They solved it, and sometimes we get them at 2:35, and you're like, "Oh, you were first,"
Yeah. Okay.
This is the cool thing about the way that we develop the game is they don't get a list. They come up and they say, hey, I need a clue. And you say, have you solved some clues? And they're like, yeah, I solved some clues. And they start linear. There's 15 clues. And then you say, I've solved up to clue 5. You're like, oh, really? You want clue 6? And then the leader has a leader sheet that is editable. How do you say that word?
No, you said it right the second time.
Yeah. Editable PDF that no matter what your camp looks like, you would fill in these things. So if your camp doesn't have a gym, you would say who was in and you would fill it out and put who was in the dining hall, who was in the boys' shower room. That's probably not a good one.
That's probably not a great place to put the clue, but you get
not a good, and so you would say, oh, you're on 6. Well, you would say, hey kid, what weapon was in the boathouse? And they're like, the boathouse. And then they run to the boathouse, and then they scour the boathouse until they find the boathouse clue. And then they say, oh, what weapon? It was the revolver. And
so do you give that sheet right there that you just showed, the 15 different locations basically where they would go find the clue, to every leader or to just like a singular clue point person?
It's up to you and how you want to do it.
What's the best? You've done it. Yeah. What did you find?
I liked that we're a multi-site church, so at our camp we have 8 staff people, student pastors.
Yeah.
I liked it that kids had to go to find a student pastor.
Any student?
1 year
Doesn't have to be theirs?
doesn't have to be theirs.
Okay, great.
We gave it to every leader, and Camp Clue gets solved like this.
Yeah.
Because they go to their leader and then they say, it's in the boathouse. And they're literally, their leader walks with them to the boathouse and they're like, well, what's the next one? What's the next one? And you can solve it really quickly. That didn't work well. So
yeah,
I would say
pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could make it less is better, but still having a relationship. Because I want kids having a relationship and like, oh man, who was at the boathouse? Oh, Mrs. Peacock. Oh, that's cool. You got it right. You want the next one? Hey, how's it going? How's your day? And it's a relational tool.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
But you could have a camp master. It would be cool if you had, we have a couple leaders that have some disabilities they're not running around. They're not doing all the things. Like, what if they were the Camp Clue person and they were the king leader because they had all the information? Like, they would feel good.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool. I do like that. And I think, be honest, like, I don't remember when this came out. I watched your guys' video on DYM. I think I even bought it. Which we'll link down below so people can go get it and you can get your 30 cents of royalties from it.
I need my three.
Yeah. But I'm realizing now, because my kids were very little back then when I got the game. I'm realizing now I didn't know how to play regular Clue, and so I didn't understand the concept, mostly because I'm an idiot. But now that you're explaining it to me, now that my kids are older and I've since played the board game Clue, I'm like, this makes complete sense. But I kind of had to have a basic understanding of how the actual game works, or not.
You have to have children or teenagers who have played Clue. Yeah.
But I do like these types of games are my favorite, or activities. Like, well, maybe this isn't like you call it a game because it's not Earthball and kids aren't leaving sweaty or hospitalized. But
we want an ongoing activity. Right.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And it's optional, right? Like, it's not required, but sometimes those like day 3 of free time, that's like several hours long and kids are like, I don't know what to do. I'm tired of the lake and I'm tired of the things that are available and I'm just kind of bored. Like, this stuff like this that exists is like, well, have you figured out Camp Clue yet? Like, is a great way to just keep them going, and it's, like you said, a little bit of work on the front end, but like once you've done that, like it sits there and kind of like runs itself in the background.
Yeah. I looking around my desk to see if I have it. The predecessor of this was a giant rubber chicken we spray painted gold.
Okay.
And the idea was there is a rubber chicken at this camp.
Somewhere.
Go find it. And so on a day and you didn't have anything to do, you just go look for a rubber chicken. And then if it didn't happen day 1, you would say, just so you know, rubber chicken is higher than your eyesight.
Okay, give little clues.
Yeah, and that was the Camp Clue. And
nice.
So if you don't want to buy this, and I don't know, it's $3, $5, I don't know what it is.
It's very affordable. And if you remember, it's like basically free. Like just go.
Oh, that's right. I think it is. Yeah, but if not, just grab something and say, "Hey, we're hiding this."
Yeah.
And when you find it, that's the other cool thing is when you find it. Now you and your leader, you get to go re-hide it. And so.
Okay. Nice.
And we'll give you cheesy bread at the canteen.
Yeah. Nice. What are some of the other? You said you got some other stuff. Like, what are some other stuff you guys have come up with?
Yeah. We're in Chicagoland area, and just north of us in Wisconsin is a camp called Lake Geneva Youth Camp. And honestly, if anybody listening to this was like, all of those ideas are terrible, just call them. They're really creative. They do this really well. I went up and sat with them and just said, like, tell me all the things that you do.
Yeah.
So we've gone from this, which is, kind of in depth. It takes a little bit of time and that stuff, to these guys, the baby Jesus things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. We bought 1,000 of these. And when we went to camp and we hid them, and they're hidden everywhere. They're like ridiculous places and fun places and right above door frames where everybody sees them.
Sure.
and you collect them, and you can turn in your Jesuses for tickets.
Okay.
And so this is crazy because, the kid, his name was Dom. Dom had 55 baby Jesuses in his pockets,
That's
cargo pants
hilarious.
full.
Yeah.
And he got 55 tickets, but we didn't tell them what the tickets were for. And at the end of the weekend, we did an extreme game show.
Okay.
And we gave away Nintendo Switch and TV and mittens and a Lululemon bag. And, we had 100 prizes, 20 were awesome. Well, you could put your ticket in to potentially get the thing.
Like a raffle kind of thing?
Yeah, and everyone got 3 tickets. But Dom had 55 plus 3 tickets.
Okay.
And Dom's like, I got a Lululemon bag and Mountain Dew and a TV and,
that's awesome.
So that hiding baby Jesuses, a lot of times with our theme of whatever our retreat is or our camp is, we try to tie something to it. Last year was move, and it was all like car kind of stuff. And like, you are the driver of your faith. So I went on eBay, and for $150, I ordered, I think it was like 300 keys, driver ignition keys.
Yeah.
I hid them everywhere.
Okay.
And it was kind of the same concept. Like, you get a driver ignition key, except that one you got to keep the key, which was kind of fun. And so you had it was fun. There was like a Maserati key with a key fob. You're like, you ever find that Maserati, it's yours, dude.
Yeah, that's cool. Let me ask you like a logistical question. How do you hide 1,000 baby Jesuses while do you send someone up early, or like what's your actual flow so that while you're hiding them, kids aren't seeing you hide them?
Yeah. Yep. Beforehand, our team disperses. Sometimes we'll bring student leaders in and be like, listen, if you choose to help us, you don't get to play the game.
Yeah, you're eliminated from,
Yeah. And they're like, cool. What? That's awesome. They're like, I'm 18 anyways. I don't really want to play the baby. Yeah, I don't care. It's not that cool. But can I have one baby Jesus? I'm like, yeah, you can.
That's funny.
So, yeah, we hide them. But the funny thing is with the keys, if you found the key and turned in 5 keys, I would give you a button. So it's a trade rate. Yeah. 5 keys to a button. 10 keys to there was something a little bigger, I forget. And so you would get this thing. We would get the keys back. This was for winter conference. Everyone would go home at night, and then I'd stay a little late, and I'd re-hide those same keys.
Nice.
So it didn't cost me anything. I didn't have to keep buying more keys. I just re-hid the same keys. Yeah,
that's funny.
And one person taped a key inside of our vending machine, so you could see it, but you couldn't get it. And the can would come down and hit the key on the window, and so kids were buying pops to see if they could knock the key. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know who did it. It was one of our staff did it. Yeah. That was funny. Genius. We sold a ton of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, because it's right in line with the key.
Right there.
So, yeah, dude, no, I love it. And it's super smart and also really just very simple. So, and are there any other best practices or things that you've learned over the years with these kind of in the background games that are potential pitfalls for youth pastors, or is it just it's simple, just go do it?
One year it was Jesus or the keys. I forget, it was either baby Jesus or the keys. It became too central of a thing, and people were like, oh, it's Jesus. I can't find any more Jesuses, because they were hoarding them, and Dom had 50,
Yeah,
and
Dom.
Yeah, and that was disappointing.
Yeah.
So what I did was I overnight Amazoned another 500 Jesuses. They showed up, I think at 6 in the morning. It was that Prime thing, 6 in the morning. And then I just went and hid them all. And I realized that this thing was driving my life. And I didn't want the baby Jesus thing driving my life. So to think about is it scalable? Can enough people have fun, but not too many? Are you going to run out of stuff?
Yeah,
and can you recycle it? So if Camp Clue is done in day 1 of a 5-day camp, go rip all those things down, switch everything up, play Camp Clue version 2.
Yeah.
And so just think in the background.
No, that's good, because I think you don't ever want the main thing of camp to stop being the main thing of camp. right? Like you
Which
want
is
it to
Jesus
be
and the sessions
100,
and the relationship.
but not the little Jesuses, the real Jesus.
No. That's good.
Yeah, but like because sometimes those things, and that's all. Like I have a really young staff, and they have amazing ideas, but sometimes they don't think through all of those little like nuances of like, if we do this thing, some kid's gonna cheat. What's our counterattack to that cheating kid? Or how do we make sure that we have a level playing field and we're not, giving favor to just people who are really good at this, or like whatever that might be. And that word right there is a pro youth worker move, like for sure. Cause you can't let that stuff take you down, but it can, because kids can get so like ingrained with it.
Yeah. Well, and I honestly, these side games for the kid who's not athletic and wants to feel awesome can take over their lives on accident, and they miss all of camp,
Yeah.
And so the key really is making sure leaders have a pulse on who their kids are, what they're doing. And if Dom doesn't show up to anything because he's looking for baby Jesuses, his leader needs to navigate him differently.
He missed all the worship sessions, but he got 55 baby. Yeah, exactly. So no, that's really good word.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. One day I got two more thoughts. One day we
go for it.
Got a giant toolbox, like a toolbox, and put chains all over it. And then we put locks on them. And it was a giant escape room to get in.
Okay.
And all throughout the building, there were clues, and you had to find the clues. And those clues got you to unlock 3 different locks, three number locks.
Yeah.
And that was really fun because there was a thing you could do, but you couldn't unlock until you had all 3. And so you're like, I got one. And then, by day 3 or 4, you could get in the lock. That was really fun. And then when you opened it up, the scalable thing was we would put stanchions around it, and the crowd had to get behind, and someone would be like, escape. And that meant that they were going to open the thing, and it would open up so that the crowd couldn't see into it.
Okay, yeah.
And I would lean in, and I would like look down in there, and I need you to come out with like, shut up. Oh my goodness. Like what? And then we're going to close it, lock it back up for the next person. And I would just change the prize out. It was just a piece of paper. And the piece of paper said, I'll order Starbucks for you and your friend group.
Yeah.
And then you close it, and the next one's Dunkin' Donuts for you and your friend group. The next one's Taco Bell Party Pack for you. And so that was scalable because a different prize, but no one saw. And so there was still the allure of...
Yeah, you're not giving it away. Like, no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and
it's a fun one.
Yeah, I think that was pretty cool. The other one we just did, it's going to happen next weekend. Our winter conference next weekend is, do you know what marine or ammo shell casing things are? They have a little latch. They're supposed to put ammo in it, like
maybe
guns. Usually they're green ammo boxes.
Okay. Yeah.
They sell them on Amazon orange for marine so that they're watertight, and they have a little latch clasp, and we put different locks on them, and there are 9 escape boxes.
Okay.
The box in some way directs you to something in the place that helps you get the code. And then when they open that up, inside is a playing card. And I just took a deck of 52, grabbed playing cards, and threw a playing card in there, and dum-dums, because you wanna eat a dum-dum.
Yeah.
And they get the card out, they go turn it in, and that card gets them tickets. So an ace gets them 11, a king gets them 10,
okay.
A 3 gets them 3. And then all we do is randomly pick another card, throw it in, lock it back up. And so there's going to be 8 escape rooms kind of out and about, which I think...
Yeah, that's cool. How do they like solve it or get into it? Yeah,
each one's different. So like one says there's a fire sweeping in from the north, heading south. Don't be alarmed. And that's it. And then if you go at the north side of our building and find a fire alarm, it has a dot on it and says 6. And then from north to south, you find all the fire alarms, and it's 6, 7, 6, 7.
Nice.
Yeah. If this is released before then and teenagers are watching, they're going to get it.
Next weekend, no, you're safe. It'll be in the past.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So dorky stuff like that.
That's cool. I like it. That's cool. That's a lot of work. But, no, it's not a lot of work, but it's just really creative. It's really creative, and you're kind of the master. You should have a podcast or something about it at some time. Like, there's lost episodes. It still exists, right? We can go
my old podcast deal.
Yeah, the YM Lab. Can we pull those up? Yeah.
Probably. Well, I don't even know.
We'll see if we can find them and link them down below. See if we can revive the legend of Anthony. So, all right, man. Dude, that was like an absolute goldmine. We came in talking Camp Clue and came out with like 6 other ideas. So you are the man. Thank you.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Without anything else, so we'll talk next time. See you guys.
See ya.